Good morning, everyone. Handpoint is a European mobile payments company with offices in Iceland and the UK, and we are here to present our EMV payment solution. But before I begin, can I please have a quick show of hands how many of you are familiar with EMV, which is sometimes called chip and pin payments? Okay, a lot. Thank you. Well, Europe has moved to EMV, and so has pretty much the rest of the world, to tackle the massive fraud associated with magnetic stripe cards. And now the same thing is about to happen here, with Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover all having announced a transition to EMV on or before 2015. That means that your magstripe cards need to be replaced with chip cards, and some of you have them already. It means that merchants need to replace their payment terminals. It means that the whole sort of back-end infrastructure, payment gateways, and processing centers need to be upgraded. It's a real game changer, and it's happening now. And if we can switch on to video now. This is a pin entry device, or PET, as we call it. It has a dual reader, a hybrid reader, both a chip card reader for EMV cards, as well as a secure magnetic stripe reader for the current magstripe cards. It connects to the merchant sort of PC or checkout system via cable, as you can see here. And these kind of pin entry devices or pads will be replacing the swipe pads that most merchants have today. But the Handpoint solution isn't just the pad, it's also the payment processing behind it. So the transactions go from the pad to the Handpoint PCI certified payment gateway for processing. Additionally, we offer merchants an online portal where they log in, see all of their transactions, and do their reconciliation. So in essence, it's hardware plus software plus services. And that isn't too dissimilar to what the payment providers or ISOs are offering here, except that ours has EMV built in it as well. But besides offering an EMV payment solution, we also have something unique to offer, as our solution also works on mobile devices. Smartphones, tablets, and even handheld terminals. So that allows merchants to accept chip and pin transactions on a mobile device. And let us show you how it's done on an Android phone. So the merchant has both devices, his personal phone and the pin entry device or PET. He types in the amount on the phone, adds some description, can even take a photograph of the product, then hands the PET over to the customer. The customer inserts his card, verifies the amount on the screen, and enters his PIN number. And note, the EMV standard does not allow a PIN to be entered on an unsecured device such as a phone. It has to be entered on a certified PIN entry device or PET, such as this one. The PET encrypts all the card detail and transaction data with highest security standard, point-to-point encryption, before sending the encrypted transaction via Bluetooth over to the phone, and from the phone over to the Handpoint payment gateway, where the transaction is decrypted and processed. The merchant can then email or text the receipt to the customer. The second important bit of innovation we built into the system is point-to-point encryption. And that's very important for merchants because of PCI compliance. All merchants today have to be PCI compliant in order to prevent fraudsters from getting access to card data. And the bigger the merchant is, the more money he has to spend each year on audits and compliance. But the PCI Council has just released a new payment standard called point-to-point encryption. And with point-to-point encryption solution, even US biggest merchants would not have to be audited. They could simply fill out a self-assessment questionnaire. And ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at one of the world's first such point-to-point encryption solutions. All of this EMV payment technology we white label or co-brand to banks, ISOs, or even mobile network operators. So if we can switch to laptop now. So if an acquiring bank wants to reach out to mobile merchants, we provide them with a landing page like this one, where they can get merchants to sign up for the service. We even provide them with an onboarding platform behind it, where your team can manage all those that register for the service. We provide you with the payment gateway. We provide you with the transaction portal, all as a service. It's an EMV complete payment solution in a box with your brand name on it. And as you can see, if we can switch over to video again. The pad isn't as small and sexy as the magnetic stripe card readers connected with smartphones that are so popular here in the US. It's big and beautiful because it has a keypad for PIN entry. It's also very robust and lasts hundreds of thousands of reads. So it's not just for small and micro merchants, but also for small and medium-sized businesses. And with EMV, it doesn't need to be replaced, but the magnetic stripe readers will have to. We are here at Finovate today because we believe Handpoint has something unique to offer in this big transition to EMV. We have a solution that isn't just tied to PCs and fixed terminals. It's also mobile. And we've built in point-to-point encryption to minimize the scope of PCI compliance. We are here as we wish to talk to banks and ISOs about white labeling and investors about setting up the Handpoint payment service here in the US. Thank you for your attention.